So here is a close-up of the area that I worked on. And as you can see, in these dark areas is where I did the shading. And where you decide to put the shading is just beyond each petal of the flowers. I did leave some white over here. You can see it's very white. And you take the FABER CASTELL, the big brush pen, and I'm using the walnut brown, and you just go in small little sections. And you can see how this is darker over here than over here. But I am going to go into all those stems and darken those areas. And the shading will go into the pink of the flower as well. And that gives it all a dimension. That looks good. Let me see if I can get it closer for you. Okay. All right, so here's a pretty good close-up of the area I just did. So I added the walnut brown in there in short little strokes and blending it out. Another place I did the shading is along this outer edge. And so I am just going to take my brush marker and just come down a little bit. And with my finger I will blend. And it blends well because I have a layer of the glazing medium. And if I want to maybe lighten it up because I maybe went out too far, I just wet my finger or a Q-tip with water and it'll come right out. I think I'm getting a glare from the sun. Okay, so let's do the top now. And let me get my wet. That will stay activated for a little while. And you don't want any like lines, you want it just to blend into the background. And this is going to have more layers on it. I think that looks good. Now I have an issue with my middle. And I think I am just going to have to go over that with the MOLOTOW pen. Again, my word. So remember I said, oh no, but it's okay. So let's do that. Okay, so let's see. Remember, pull towards you. And I want to make sure it's dry. I'll start down here. Okay, it's working out just fine. Now for some reason my pen tip, it seems to be splattering. I don't know. I think what it is that it's going over little bumpy spots. Alright, so what I did to fix that problem is I just made some of the line a little thicker. I think I will come over here. I think mine needs a little bit more fixing. So what you're doing is you're just going over those lines in your words that we did earlier. So I went over that line and see how nice and dark and bright it is. Everything is good. I am happy that I can see how it's going to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here and work on some of these flowers because they do need more enhancing. And I am going to use the PITT pens again. The FABER-CASTELL big brush. Once again, mine is marked with my mark. So if I share these at a crop or something, they don't get lost. Okay, so we're going to work on this leaf over here. And with that marker, the PITT Artist Pen. And this color is Chromium Green Opaque, number 174. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to go along the inside edge there just to give it some depth and some shading. May not look like much, but it's there. And down here, so I did it over here, and some shading on the sky right here. My page is lifting up, it's curling. It's because it's like one of the last pages in the book. Okay, let's find some more green to highlight. We'll come over here, and it's not really highlighting it, it's getting shaded. So highlights come later. And then we'll go to this guy over here. I'm going to start right in that space and just scribble and blend out. Okay, that looks good. So I got the leaves all done. After you let an area alone a little bit, after you did it, you can go back. It'll be dry, and you can go back in and do some more if you want to. But you have to give it a moment or two to set. I think I need some sort of a dark red to go on this pink. And this is called Magenta number 133. And so this is a good rule to remember when you're doing things, that there are 3 levels. There's dark, medium, and light. What you do is you base coat it with your medium color, and then you come back after it's dried, and you go along the edges just like this with your dark. Tap it in, smudge it in. I'm just patting, and it's working out well. If you ever need my fingerprints for anything, they're all over it. Okay, and we'll go down here and over there. And just blend pat. There. It has a lot of nice stages to it. Let's see what happens on the orange. Oh, I think I like it. With that same shade. And a little over here. That looks really good. I already have the dark on this flower, so sometimes you start getting carried away. You know, there's always a little bit of red in leaves, so adding a little bit of that is good. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't know if you can see the red or not, but it is there. And we'll just add some over there. And just like squiggle. Don't put it down in like a structured pattern, because that just will not, you don't want a line. Good. Very good. You see what happens as you get carried away. All right, so this guy over here, he needs some shading. Let's see, he's sort of a, let me go with a darker turquoise. And this is called Cobalt Turquoise, number 153. And yeah, it's perfect. Sometimes, besides knowing when to stop, you may get sick of looking at what you're doing. And a little bit of a line. Let's go. Here you go. Okay, that's good. So now I need some dark blue for over here. Palacio blue, number 110. You know what? This is a darker blue. Oh yeah. So lay it in and smudge it out. Lay it in and smudge it out. You can see how these two are lighter and these have the shading in them. Very simple, very easy. There, that looks good. Now I think that we are going to go back to the words and make sure your elbow is resting and just follow the line. There you go, looks good. And we'll go to this last line. If you do have to pick up your pen when you're doing this line, which I did a number of times, just gently fall in where you had left off, and that is getting a little thicker, which is fine. Go up that way. Okay, I had a big problem and there really was nothing I could do about it. Right over here,